Readers Entertainment Radio presents Book Lights with your host, author Lisa Kessler. Book Lights, where we're shining a light on good books.
Hello, everyone. It's Monday, and it's officially spring. So wherever you are listening today, I hope that it's starting to warm up. And I'm in Florida, so it's pretty much always warm here. But I see pictures of my friends up north, and there is still snow. So I hope that it's melting. And I'm so glad that you guys are tuning in today, because today we have thriller author Joanna Vander on. And if you have not read her books yet, you're in for a treat, especially if you love motorcycles. So if you haven't read her yet, I'll read her bio here so you can get to know her. Joanna Vander is an author and illustrator. Her motorcycle illustrations have been purchased worldwide, and her woman-empowered motorcycle art series has been featured in online art and motorcycle magazines. In 2006, her short stories, Egyptian Queen and The Parrot and the Wild Mushroom Stuffing, were published in the Crime Writers of Canada mystery anthologies. Her personal essay, No Beatles Reunion, was published in the Dropped Threads 3 Beyond the Small Circle anthology. The Unraveling, her debut thriller novel, was a Canadian Book Club Awards finalist. And the sequel, Dealer's Child, is already out now. She is proud of her podcast, the JVC Art Studio from the Dressing Room, and being able to promote authors and artists. You can learn more at her website. I did put a link right there on the Blog Talk site, so you can click that anytime, either if you're listening live or listening later, and go check out her website and for her newsletter. It's beautiful, lots of beautiful pictures over there, so definitely go check it out. And without any further delay, are you there, Joanna?
I'm here, Lisa. Thank you. It's such
Thank you
on this show. Thank you.
Well, thanks for being here. And you are up in cold Canada, but it's warming up for you there?
Yes, we all want spring. And
you're ready.
Yeah. And I'm like north of Seattle. So when you hit Vancouver, you take a ferry over to Vancouver Island. And it's the mildest part of Canada. And we're just, we want our sun. Right now we're getting lots of rain.
Okay. But no snow.
Oh, no. God, no. We're not in the
You guys are the weather wimps of Canada.
Yeah.
So you have a book out, The Dealer's Child, and it's book 2 of the Jane Sage series. Do you want to tell everybody about it and we should run out and grab it this week?
Oh, that'd be awesome. It's as much as it's a thriller and a murder mystery, it's also a book about a mother-daughter relationship. And my heroine, Jay Time, she's a lawyer. In Canada, you can do defense work and you can do prosecution. And
okay.
She finds out that this notorious drug dealer has died, and it's kind of under suspicious circumstances. And you enjoy paranormal. And so what happens is, the heroine, she goes, she's doing some investigating about this drug dealer that died, and her mother's ghost starts walking beside her and talking to her about the past. And it's through conversations with her mother's ghost and her own investigating this drug dealer that she starts to realize that the white picket fence type upbringing she had was all a lie. And so, I was thinking about it this morning, and I remember there was one scene where the mother, who's a ghost, is sitting on a picnic bench with her daughter, and she's saying to her, look, so I made bad boyfriend choices, in the 60s, and the daughter is also admitting the same thing. So it's neat seeing their relationship, and it's neat how the mother, as it goes, is kind of sarcastic, tries to help her and explain the actions that the mother took when she was, living and enjoying life in 1968.
So is it safe to say that the mother was the dealer?
No, the mother wasn't the killer, but she is definitely in the know of certain information, yeah.
Okay, very cool. And I saw, too, that it's in the LGBTQ category, so does that mean that she has a love interest?
Actually, it's the sister. So it's Jade and Sage. Sage is the sister, and the sister has a love interest. Her name, Lisa, when you start writing a character and they start revealing things about themselves, and
right.
And this character came about, Jillian with a G, and she likes her fashion. She has her Kate Spade purses, and it just, I couldn't help it. This friendship, this relationship started to come to light on the pages with Jade's sister, Sage, and Jillian with a G. And, part of me is like, okay, how much do I let this, I don't want to say take over the novel, but I couldn't ignore it. I couldn't ignore it. And it's a very sweet relationship of how Sage and Jillian, these two women, just really, really, really care for each other and have got each other's back. And they do. They love each other, these two. So it's Jade's sister, Sage, who has the relationship with Jillian with a G. Yeah.
I love that. And so Jade and Sage are sisters who solve crimes. Is that the series?
Yes. And Jade is the one she's the lawyer. She's very, what I have to be careful with is, in Canada, our prosecutors can't do the investigation. They have to remain neutral, okay? So whenever Jade is doing an investigation, I have to have her in a role of being a defense lawyer, okay? So she has this sister, Sage, who she's a personal trainer, fitness instructor. She's she's had a hard time of her upbringing. She had a different upbringing than Jade. So, she had a father who wasn't accepting of her. So, she's got some anger, of not being accepted. And so then at times it's Jade who's trying to kind of keep her sister Sage calm, don't do anything to hurt anyone. I know you're angry, we need to work through the anger. We can't hit people, right? So
what?
I don't want to say it's a good cop, bad cop situation, but it's neat working. It's neat writing about the sister dynamic. I come from a family of, there's 4 girls, and all of us are so different and unique, yet we do something to us, and we've got each other's back, right? So that's what I'm trying to, portray, that, even though these two characters are so very different, they've got each other's back. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And so when you're writing these books, do you feel like it's 50-50, or does one character take the lead more than the other, or how do you work that?
I would say Jade. She's my heroine. She takes the lead, and Sage. I don't want to say she's a sidekick because she's more than that, but there's times when, so Dealer's Child is out now. The first book, The Unraveling, it was a scene I had written. Lisa, I had actually written this book 20 years ago, and then life happened, and I put it aside. And then it was about 6 months after my mom had passed that I dug the manuscript out and rewrote it. Because you can imagine in 20 years, a lot of things have changed, right?
Right.
Yeah. So through editing and working with my editor, this scene came about where Jade is trying to find the body of the murder victim. And I still remember it. I was walking to work, and I just had this visual of, because Sage has an all-female motorcycle group, motorcycle gang, and I just had this visual where Jade is running from the bad guy. She, clambers out through a ditch onto a road, and then in the sun, the sun goes down, in the sunset, like an orange sunset, she sees a black image, all in black, of a motorcycle coming from the horizon, over the hill. And behind her, I say, fanning out in a V, are 2 or 4 motorcycles behind the leader, which is Sage. And that moment, Jade knew she was going to be okay, because Sage, her sister, was basically saving her life, right? So, yeah, So that's why I want, I don't want to label Sage as a sidekick. She's a little more,
right.
She's more, but Jade is definitely the heroine, right in the first person. She's leading the story, yeah.
And so that leads me to the whole motorcycle thing. There's the motorcycle club in there, and you do a whole bunch of motorcycle art. What is it about motorcycles that drew you in? Did you grow up with them, or how did motorcycles become a big part of your life?
No, I never did. I don't think I did. Okay.
You just admire them from afar?
I do, and it's really bad because I can hear when one starts, and it's like my ears perk up, and I could feel my head turning, okay, where is it? People only knew I was such a nerdy kid in school, okay? So it started with car illustrations. I love art, and I draw, and I really love fashion illustrations. And a friend of mine, she asked me, she said, it's my husband's 50th birthday, and he races sprint cars, and they're like the little go-kart type cars. And so she paid me. It was my first commission, and so I did a lot of cars, old classic Corvettes, old classic Porsches. And then it was because I used to be a personal trainer that a fellow personal trainer of mine, I saw her standing by her bike, and she just looked, like I said, so empowered, freedom. No one was going to tell her she couldn't do anything. And that's what I got from that image, was her standing by her bike. She was fully dressed. I'm not, it's not like she's, in a bikini standing beside a motorbike. She has got real gear on, okay? The boots, the pants, the leather jacket. And she looked, she had all her makeup on. She looked lovely. But she also looked so empowered. And so I asked her, can I illustrate you and buy your bike? And she goes, I love it. And that's where it started. And, okay, so this is going to be the nerdy part of me coming out. It's when I see a photo of a bike and I blow up the picture and I can see, let's say if you have a red gas tank, it's all the colors I can see in that red. And that is what's cool. Or I have a drawing I did of Jade riding a bike. And in that one, there was like the hint of, it's like if you think of an eggplant, that purple, the hint of that color in the tires. So that's what I think is really cool. So yeah, that's where the motorcycle comes in. I've ridden on the back of a motorcycle, and so it was really cool.
You've ridden on the back?
Yeah, on the back. Yeah, but I don't.
You haven't driven one yet?
No.
Is it on the list of things to do?
It is, but at least I'm getting older.
I know, it's a little scary, huh?
Yeah, I'd rather ride on the back.
Do you have a favorite model of motorcycles that you like to draw for your art?
Yes. And it's the one, Royal Enfield. Royal Enfield and Triumph. Those are the two bikes.
Oh.
And that's kind of what's been cool with the series is I look at Jade, I think of James Bond, right? And he had all these like the cars he had and the tricks the cars could do. And I thought, I want Jade to be like James Bond. And so I thought, I'm giving her bikes. So I think in the unraveling, she has a Triumph.
Okay.
Dealer's Child. Yeah, she has, what did I just say? A Royal Enfield, So, and it's weird because, Lisa, do you find this too with your, self in, like, subconsciously? Like I was thinking, I want, Jay to be like James Bond. And I'm finding now with writing book 3, that's the direction I'm going with this character. Do you find that sometimes in your subconscious? Yeah.
Definitely. A character decides, what they're going to be, and they grow into that. I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, because our listeners are always really excited about your writing journey and how you came to books. And it sounds like you did art first, so how did you make the path and actually get your book published?
It started with the art, and just also a note, I really think it's important that people know that as a child, I hated reading. I really did. And it was, it was my mom saying to my sister Linda, can you please find her a book that she'll like to read? And my sister did. She found me the Boxy Twins, and it was like a light switch. I love to read.
Which book?
Then I wanted to write, and then I wanted to write
which one?
Yeah, the kid. I'm sorry?
Which books?
The Boxy Twins.
Oh, okay. I have not heard of that.
Yeah. So,
it's a Canadian thing.
I don't know. I don't know. I should know.
I just love to add to people's to-be read lists. So,
but I'm sorry, I kind of got off on a bit of a tangent there. But I wrote as a teenager, and I did art as a teenager, and then I met this guy. My husband of I think we've been married for 35 years now. And just
wow! Congratulations.
Yeah. So it was. I have to say, it was 6. I started creating art when my mom was still around, okay? So, oh gosh, I think I got back to creating art again. It's been about 7-8 years. And then it was about 3-4 years ago that she passed. In 6 months. I don't know, something just, I thought.
It inspired you.
Yeah. So then that's how I started. I pulled out that first manuscript, and I was laughing at it because, 20 years ago, cell phones weren't the thing as they are now. So, yeah.
Very cool. And what drew you to writing thrillers?
That's what I read. Like I read a lot of Dick Francis, Minette Walters. Oh God, your listeners are going to be screaming. She did all the entire alphabet. A is for alibi. Patricia Cromwell. Yeah, I read a little of hers, but no, it's the other lady, dark hair. I can see her. It was like A for alibi, and she went through the entire alphabet, and she didn't get. She
passed away recently. She didn't get to Z. Yeah. It will come to me. A is for. Thank goodness for Google. Sue Grafton.
Yes.
I saved us with Google. Oh, and so that's what you like to read, and that tends to be, where we like to write. But do you have any other ideas floating around? Are there other genres that you're dying to dip your toe into?
Paranormal, and I also like steampunk. I like the art of steampunk. So that has always been
yes.
fun. But I believe it or not, even though I'm retired, I still don't have enough time in my day.
Yeah, you have to finish this series first. Are there going to be more Jade and Sage books?
Oh yeah. I'm working on 3, like the 3rd book, and this one it's a turning point for Jade, and like I said, it kind of has to do with spies, and I started listening to a spy podcast, and it just amazed me how everyday people, would be employed to be like as an agent, and I'm learning the lingo, and there was there were a number of podcasts where they were mentioning how the CIA would go to I would say it was a job fair, but it was kind of like that, where the CIA would go there, to different American universities and, kind of scope out people. And I read, she was a spy. She was in Iran, and she had an amazing story. I read her biography. And, that really intrigued me. And then, another nerdy thing, my critique partner, she told me, she goes, Joanna, there's a spy store in Vancouver, right? And really,
what? Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, they sell sunglasses where you can see behind you. So, yeah, I'm kind of tempted to order them. They're like $30. I like getting memorabilia with each book, right? So, yeah.
I love that. And speaking of podcasts, you have one. Do you want to tell everybody about your podcast?
Yeah, well, the pandemic happened, and I couldn't believe I was going to try to take on one more thing because I was working still at that time. And it was my way to try to reach out to people. We had
connect.
Pardon me?
To connect, because when everything shut down, it was very weird.
Yeah. So I thought, what can I possibly talk about? And I thought, well, you're a writer, you're an author, and you're an artist. Why don't you talk to your fellow authors, writers, and artists? And I'm excited to have you on the podcast. That's the
I'm excited too.
So it was a way of me connecting, like I said, with people, and it's grown. I've had the pleasure of talking with some amazing people, and just amazing authors, amazing artists, and that's what we do. I'll read their books, or I'll read synopsis, or I'll study their art. It's great. I love web pages. Right? And I do some questions, and we chat about what they like to do about writing or their art process. And there was one fellow, he's a Victoria artist, who I asked him about his art because he had like a yellow VW bus in his painting, a yellow house. And he explained to me that when he gave a complimentary copy, a postcard of his painting to the owner of that yellow VW bus and yellow house, he said the owner explained that the reason why actually in the mailbox is yellow is because it's colorblind. And so that was the color he could see was the yellow. And
wow.
Stuff. Yeah, it's like really cool stuff like that. And you're like, really?
Yeah, wow. That's very cool. And where can people find your podcast? Where can they listen?
It's they can listen from my website. They could also listen on Spotify, Stitcher. My website is www.J for Joanna, C for Cindy, B, Vander artstudio.net. Yeah.
Very nice. And so people can subscribe from their favorite podcasting platform where they like to listen, right?
Yeah, that would be so nice, right? Yeah.
Everyone go listen and subscribe.
Yeah.
Before we run out of time. Huh?
Okay. No, it's okay.
Okay. Before we run out of time, I have to ask, because my husband is a giant Beatles fan, and you mention in your bio a Beatles story. So are you a giant Beatles fan? What was the Beatles story all about?
I have my favorite Beatles song, and my sister was a huge Beatles fan. And, and that story, that personal essay, No Beatles Reunion, it had to do with I mentioned that Jade does prostitution. Well, in my early career, I worked 13 years at a prosecutor's office. And, given the material we dealt with, for some of the horrible, horrible crimes we, had to deal with that stress environment, we were also an incredible team. And sadly, one of the lawyers who was we call them town councilors, one of the lawyers, one of the prosecutors, he had passed. He was on his way to work one evening to, interview a client, and he died in a very bad car accident, and it was raining really heavy at night. So that's kind of where that personal essay, No Beatles Reunion, has to do with that team will never be what it was, because we were quite the team, right? So sorry, I didn't mean to end on a sad note there.
Right. I see. Yeah. So you were relating to your group being like the Beatles, and when one is gone, it's never the same. Correct. Yeah. Nice. Well, we're running out of time really fast, but I wanted, how can readers connect with you? If they go grab Dealer's Child and they love it and they want to connect with you, are you on social media? How can they get in touch?
Yes. On Instagram, I'm Joanna Vander, author, and then there's like a little dash, art. On Facebook, I'm Joanna Vander. I've been debating about making an author's page, going back and forth. And on my website, the jcbartstudio.net, you can email me. I have a newsletter. If you wanted to subscribe to the newsletter, that would be amazing. Yeah. So the newsletter is where I kind of keep more updates.
Okay, perfect. Well, everyone get in touch and run out and grab Dealer's Child. And thanks so much for being here, Joanna. It was great having you on.
Thank you, Lisa, so much. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us on Booklights. Be sure to connect with us at www.readersentertainment.com for articles, blogs, videos, and podcasts that matter to readers.